Welcome to Heaven's Kitchen. Hi, I'm Janelle, and I'm coming to you from the beautiful first fairway of the Eastman Golf Links in New Hampshire, one of my favorite places. I'm going to stay out here and watch the guys come by because I want to see who wins the first hole. But I have a terrific lunch planned for them today, and it's something that you don't have to be a golfer to enjoy. So I'm so glad you came with me to enjoy this beautiful place, one of my absolute favorites in the whole world. I'm going to get into the kitchen shortly, and I hope you'll join me. I'll see you soon. Hi, so glad to have you back in my Eastman kitchen again. Tom and I just got back from a fantastic trip to Hilton Head, South Carolina. And when you're in Hilton Head, it is all about the golf. All of our friends here at Eastman are out there golfing today too. Not quite as warm as Hilton Head, but they seem like they're having a really good time. So after all that southern hospitality and after all of our meetings on the 19th tee for nice light lunches after golf, I was kind of inspired to come up here to Eastman and put together an after golf luncheon. So when the guys come in, they're always ravenous and they want a minute to have a cold drink and talk about the longest drive or the best putt. So I laid out a nice brie cheese and a French baguette. But what I wanted to put together is a nice dip. When you go to Hilton Head, generally you fly into Savannah. Savannah and the Georgia area are famous for these beautiful sweet vidalia onions. And when we were there, Tom took me to lunch, one of the famous chefs we see on TV. In his restaurant, I had a 3-onion soup, which was fantastic. But I wanted to try to create an onion dip based on a recipe that I've used before, but a warm onion dip to have with the baguette before we do a nice lunch. And after golf, you've gotten great exercise, you're out in the fresh air, you want a light meal. So I'm going to put together a beautiful spring green salad with a nice homemade dressing, compliments of a beautiful gift from my friend Marietta, and I am going to top it with a nice piece of salmon glazed with maple and mustard on the top. So sounds good to me, and I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to get us ready to roll, and I'll be right back. All right, let's put together this great dip. So simple. I've taken my vidalia onion and I coarsely chopped it, and it made me laugh because if you saw my first show when I made minestrone soup, I was crying and my mascara was all over my face. If I had known to use vidalia, that never would have happened. Into this bowl, I have a cup of mayonnaise. I have a 7-ounce package of a sharp cheddar. Your cheeses can be interchangeable, but I like the tanginess of sharp. I think it's going to be delicious with these mild, sweet onions. And then just a tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese. So how simple is this? We're going to put our onions into our mayo and get it all mixed together. We are going to dump in our Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to very carefully blend. I suppose I should have used a deeper bowl, but that would be too easy. So I'm going to blend this in and very slowly blend in my cheeses, and I should preheat Mary. We're going to go for 325 degrees, and because we want it to be really bubbly and delicious, I'm going to guesstimate between 30 and 35 minutes, but keep your eye on it depending upon how shallow of a dish. I'm just going to spread it into this so the guys can dig right into it. If it was a girl's luncheon, I'd use something more fragile and pretty, but I think this will make a lot of sense. So I'm very simply going to get this all combined, and then I'm going to slide it into here. Don't even need to grease it. Pop it into Mary, and I'll show you how it looks as soon as it comes out of the oven. Our dip has only been in for a few minutes and it smells great already. Did you see this gift from Marietta? How beautiful is that? If that doesn't inspire you to make your own dressing, I don't know what does. So this is a variety of beautiful oils and vinegars. So for my after golf spring green and spinach salad, beautiful mix of greens here. Use what you like, but this really makes a nice salad, especially with a beautiful piece of fish on top. So obviously I'm not going to dress my salad until we finish the fish, but I just want to get my dressing going. Making your own dressing is as easy as 3 to 1. 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar. So I'll use a tablespoon because I'm not going to need all this right away. So I'm just going to show you how to do the simplest vinaigrette you can imagine. 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of this incredible looking fig balsamic vinegar, and obviously you adjust your 3 to 1 based on how much salad you're dressing. But I'm going to be putting a big piece of fish on top, so I don't like a heavily saturated salad. So this is going to be all I really need. Just a little pinch of salt, a little bit of fresh ground pepper, and you just give it a whisk. And I want to give it a taste because I have never had fig vinaigrette. Oh, it's delicious. Very unique. It's going to be perfect with this. I'm just going to check our dip and get our salmon out of the fridge so we can dress that, get that started. Our lunch is coming together real nice. Wow, does this dip smell great? Mary says it's ready. Let's see. Ooh, bubbling. Smells incredible. I just want to get a good handle on it so I don't burn myself. Oh my goodness. Oh, the guys are gonna love this. Check it out. Okay, let's get this fish going. If you are a salmon fan, you're gonna love this. Again, really quick, really simple, and really delicious. I'm only gonna do 1 piece at a time because until I know that they've teed off on 18, I don't wanna have their fish ready. I want it to be fresh and good. So I'm gonna just show you with my piece, beautiful piece of salmon fillet, and I will tell you, I've already rinsed this. I think I told you before when we made our fish in parchment that I like to just give it a rinse and pat it dry when I come home from the fish market. But if you do cook salmon, this is just a small piece because it's a luncheon salad. If you're doing a large piece, you do have to be careful about pin bones. So along the widest part of the steak, and this is not a large piece, as I said, but if you get a big salmon fillet, 1 inch or so thick, you will notice there can be little pin bones. All you have to do is run your finger along it and you'll feel them. You can do it successfully by just picking them out with your fingers, but if they're really embedded, which sometimes does happen, you might want to just sanitize a pair of tweezers to pull them out. But this is not a really thick piece because I only wanted it for a salad, so I've already checked. There are no pin bones, no problem at all. So, this is one of my favorite things to do with salmon. All I'm going to do is take some Dijon mustard. This is about a tablespoon because what I'm going to do is just coat this beautiful piece of fish. And you know my tricks all the time. I put parchment in the bottom of my baking pan because the skin on the salmon will stick to your pan. You can eat the skin. I don't prefer it, so I like to keep it on something that makes it easy for me to clean. So I just put a little piece of parchment, put a little oil in it so that it won't stick. I'm gonna lay my beautiful piece of salmon right into my dish, and this is my topping. About a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, And Tommy and Mary Kate bought me a little gift pack of these Vermont maple syrups. This is a light amber, which I thought would be fantastic. And between this and that fig balsamic, I just think these flavors are going to be really good together. I'm just going to put a little bit of this maple syrup into my Dijon mustard and stir it up. And the only way to tell if you've got a nice combination, a nice mix of both, is to taste it. So let me give it a taste and see what I think. Oh, it's delicious. The Dijon has that tang, and then the softness of the syrup and the sweetness. Ooh, I think it's going to be awesome. I am going to put a little tiny bit more syrup. Boy, that's delicious. Ooh, really good. Okay, so as you can see, I do this in a little ramekin, and I find it really easy to just spread it with a fork. So you're just going to spread this mustard and maple topping onto your salmon. And I just like to make pretty lines because it looks really nice. And now, while I was getting the salmon ready and eating half the dip that I've pulled out, I put Mary up to 425 degrees because we want a nice hot oven for this fish. So I want to give you a good look at this so you can see what it looks like before I put it in the oven. I'm going to watch it very carefully. I'm going to start looking at it in about 10 to 12 minutes. With a piece that's not this thick, it won't be too long. 10 to 12 sounds about right. You can always just stick a knife in carefully to make sure that the center is properly cooked. So I'm going to give you a good look at this, then I'm going to get it into Mary, and let's put our delicious after golf lunch all together. Our salmon is cooked to perfection. Ah, it just doesn't get any better than this. So I have already dressed our salad. I have a beautiful golf-inspired plate. So I'm going to plate this up, pour something delicious to go with it, and I'll meet you at the table. I'll be right back. Now this is my kind of lunch. It's looking pretty ominous out there. I think there's a thunderstorm coming. Something tells me I'm going to see the golfers sooner rather than later. So I think I'll enjoy my lunch in peace before they all come in. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you enjoyed today. I sure did. And don't forget, please get in touch. You can send us an email. You can send us a snail mail. You can also check out our website, www.heavenskitchenwithjanelle.com. I'm still working on it. I've got a long way to go to being a webmaster, but I'm going to try to get all the recipes up for you so that you can see them all. But if you want to watch them again instead of reading them, you can always check out YouTube. Just search Heaven's Kitchen with Janelle. So far, we've got 4 episodes up, but there's more to come. Thanks so much for being with me. Until we meet again, may God bless you and keep you, and may your kitchen be full of good food, good friends, lots of good fun. I'm going to enjoy this, and I hope to see you soon. Salute!
Center stage. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Center stage. Watching you.
Well, it's time again to pack the camera and head back south to Braintree, but it sure has been another terrific Eastman weekend. I'm so glad you came along. I'll see you back in Heaven's Kitchen in Braintree real soon. Thanks so much for joining me. See you next time.
'Cause I know, hey there, it's something that you show. Hey